Hey Tribe, it has been a year, but we've made it. If you've been following Nomadness Travel Tribe, you know that we turned Audacityfest into an online series pivot this year. And to make it extra special, for our last installment of 2021, we've partnered with our sponsor, Visit Detroit. They have hooked me up with some dynamic Detroiters that have shown me inside of their Detroit, the growth of the city, and why right now in Detroit, it's go time. All right, so we're at the Monarch Club, and I have Kiara, I have Rochelle, and I have Charlie G. Everybody looks amazing, ladies. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And I wanted to put a roundtable together to have a conversation about Detroit, but in like a community space. One of the questions that I have for you is, what do you think are some of the common misconceptions about Detroit?
Evie, that is a great question. I would say that Detroit is not a destination city. There's so much to do here. And you'll see that through her content. But I literally every weekend, me and my friends, we pick a different brunch spot. We go to an art show, we'll go bike riding, we'll go to the DeQuinder Cut. There's so many different things that you can do in Detroit. You can get a full roster of things. And I feel like people think that there's nothing here because of what they heard, because of our past. But no, we're here and it's a lot to do.
I love that.
People think that we aren't happy. That there's just something about Detroit that means that we're stuck here, or we're here because we can't be somewhere else, which is baloney because so many of us have moved here. Even though I've been here 20 years, the greatest compliment I get is people think I'm from here. As a matter of fact, there's this guy who calls me every 3 months and swears that we went to Cass Tech together. And I tell him, I did not grow up in Detroit. Detroit grew up in me. It's in my heart. But brother, we did not go to the same school.
Sir, I don't know you.
I don't know you. But there's this sense that somehow, you know, people came here at a time where there was a lot going on, whether they came for $5 a day with Henry Ford a century ago, or whether they came for something else and then couldn't leave. We're not here because we can't leave. We're here because we love it. So that's one of the biggest ones. But the second one is that people really don't want to understand that we're fierce. Detroit, literally, and I say this all the time, I said it yesterday, so people will hear it twice. We have more talent on a single street in Detroit that some places have in their whole boundaries.
Yeah.
And folks need to recognize that. And if we can get people in Detroit to recognize it, it's easier for us to work together to let the world recognize it.
Yes.
Hey, here he is.
This is Tony Hooligan. This is Evita.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for allowing us to be here.
Thank you for being here.
I'm really interested. What is Hooligan House?
Hooligan House is an idea that kind of developed at our last residency.
Okay.
Over the last 3 years, it turned into a safe space where people could come, create, and just kind of like nurture themselves and their businesses.
So how have you seen the art scene develop?
I've been a part of the art scene actively in Detroit, consciously and unconsciously, for over the last 10 years. I would say Detroit right now is kind of in an artistic renaissance, and everyone is kind of like a renaissance person with their own talents. It's all just raw, authentic, and real here.
I feel like everybody's emotions have taken to the streets.
100%.
And but it's coming out through art. I feel like there's a piece of what you do here that also has like a mentorship element to it.
100%. I would say the initiative that we have done that got major support would be our Leaders Amongst Leaders program, which is a nonprofit that focuses on the sustainability of creative entrepreneurship for students the age of 13 to 19.
I love it. The work is so important, and I love the fact that you're giving back to the youth through mentorship, but also providing a physical space for them to come out. Is this some of the artwork of people that are in Hooligan House?
So this is actually a wall of collections of artworks that have been gifted from creatives that live and are from Detroit, as well as partnerships with a Kid Super, one of our friends in New York, that we did a project with Empowerment Plan on to bring awareness for homelessness in Detroit and across the globe, honestly.
Wow.
All Detroiters have their own story.
What's your version?
It would just be my story. Honestly, I feel like that's what makes it so unique and so different.
I'm just familiar with like Detroit before it became redeveloped into the city that we're known now. When we had, taught the era up there with Sheefy McFly, when we had Red Cup sessions, and there wasn't all these new, like developments like H&M, all these things downtown. But I enjoyed it. I loved it. I loved what it was before. I love what it is now. And I have a lot of opportunity here. A lot of people feel like you can't have or thrive here or make something of yourself here, which is very ironic because I'm doing it in an unconventional way, but it is possible. So again, if you can make it in Detroit, like Yara said, I don't see why you can't make it anywhere else.
Yeah, definitely. Rochelle, your story, 20 years in here.
I started at the newspaper as a columnist on 9/11 of 2000. So of course, a year later, the world shifted. I was supposed to be here for 2 years on my way to Los Angeles to make films. I am still here because Detroit grabs you and gives you, it's both what Kiara and Charlie G said, opportunity. New Yorkers, everybody thinks they know what a New Yorker is. And as much as I love New York and my sister is a New Yorker, it becomes a caricature. Oh, they're a New Yorker. That means either they're rude or hateful or moving too quickly to appreciate life. None of those are really true, but that's what people think. It's just like when people say you're a Southerner. There is nothing that people can say is a Detroiter, except when we say, what up, though?
Actually, and it's funny you say that because being someone who is not from here, being a New Yorker who lives in Jersey, I agree with you. There is no Detroit prototype, if you will.
And I'm proud of it. We are everything.
Yeah.
That means you don't get to stereotype us. You don't get to put us into boxes. You have the opportunity to be anything you want here. So that is the biggest selling point we have. And if we stop letting people tell us who we are and let people know this is how it works, more people will come here. Oh, people are coming here. What am I talking about? We get people all the time. Our population is growing and people, you can buy a building and have an art studio in Detroit like that, and you can't do that in New York, you can't do that in Las Vegas, you can't do that in Chicago, but you can do that here. We got buildings, we got land.
That's a fact.
Opportunity.
Okay, Kiara, where are we?
So right now we're in Detroit, Michigan on the infamous Woodward Avenue. We're about to go inside of Dose Collective, which is basically an incubator for entrepreneurs. My really good friend T curates the whole thing, and I want to get a chance for you guys to meet and talk to each other.
Okay, let's go check T.
T. Hey, I want to introduce you to my friend Evie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excited. I'm excited to be in Detroit, and I'm really interested in finding out what's going on in here.
Yeah, so, Dose Collective is a concept that I came up with a few years ago. What we wanted to do with Dose is to create a platform where several brands, locally, small, independently owned, a lot of minority owned, women of color.
I love it.
We have a great mix here, and we try to really just kind of help brands get off the ground, new and existing.
It's the power of community.
It
right?
is.
We're always stronger when we come together.
It is.
That's a fact. T, what do you think is the most beneficial part of really having a business and being an entrepreneur, but wrapping yourself around other entrepreneurs in the community?
Like getting into business, I didn't have anyone to really say like, hey, let me take you under my wing. Let me create a platform that's not just for me, but that you can benefit off of. It's important for us to have that community and that support because it's not easy doing it on your own. It's not easy. And so having that source of support is important, and so it was necessary. It was something I had to do.
This is amazing. And so you two have a bit, like, I want to talk about Bedrock Detroit. I'm like, how do you two, where does this fusion come in?
Yes, so Bedrock Detroit is a real estate company. We do commercial, residential, office. We do a little bit of everything. Our focus is to be more involved with the community. And we try to do that through people like T.
I love it. I love it. You are the connectors in the community, which is so important, and you're providing really, really awesome opportunities for everybody that's here. Okay, so T, I want to shop. That's what we're gonna do here.
Okay.
So ladies, thank you so much for the introduction. And I'm gonna get some goodies because I'm down for supporting local entrepreneurs and the economy as well too. So I'm gonna get to it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. All right, so we have EJ and we have Reyes. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
How you feeling? Don't be nervous.
I'm not nervous. We good.
It's good. One of the questions that I had when I was looking at Culture House and Somos Culture House.
Somos culture creators.
So culture creators. So tell me kind of like the difference in the two entities.
Everything falls under We Are Culture Creators. If you go to like the Instagram and We Are Culture Creators, you'll see a bunch of different kind of like activations. But Somos was important because even though a lot of our team is Latinx and a lot of our team is Mexican or Puerto Rican and Black, we needed a specific Latino outreach within our work. And so Somos was born. Somos just means we are, so We Are Culture Creators, Somos Culture Creators.
Let's talk a bit about where we are right now, the establishment, but also the neighborhood.
So we're at La Jalisciense Supermercado, which is a supermarket, but it's also a restaurant.
And they're also known for really good drinks.
Yeah.
Right.
So what is
I mean,
this?
this is massive. Y'all ain't say it come in a gallon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Whoa.
Hey, look at
Okay.
perfect timing. You know,
Yeah.
I know when to join the party.
Whatever.
We would have ordered you a drink. We got you a water. Here you go, bro.
I can't.
Yeah, good to see you in Detroit.
How are you?
Good.
Good. So what does your role entail with this?
So I am our 24-hour economy ambassador. It's the first position in the history of the city, and it's really championing the economy from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Especially now after, post-pandemic, during pandemic, a lot of people just had to survive, and these businesses grew out of the mud. So how do we go and legitimize them? And a lot of people that EJ and Reyes know and all these different people know say these guys need help. You know how they're making money, and they got to eat. So we try to champion these businesses. We take it very seriously.
What's the one thing that if you had to pinpoint that you feel Southwest as a community needs, what would that be?
I would say for me, like, just to be more highlighted. So when you have all these people, like when we talk about white flight in Detroit and everybody left Detroit, quote unquote, all the white folks left Detroit, it's their children and grandchildren that are bored in the suburbs that like, yo, this ain't a way to live.
Right.
Because it's not communal. Like, I like knowing my neighbors. I know all my neighbors. I like being able to go next door and borrow something if I need, like, but in this new kind of structure, we don't have that. And so people are looking for that.
Can I do something really quick? I just came to me right now. I got pinners to be an ambassador of the city. Here it is.
What?
Yeah, come on.
What
come
is
on. This is something they don't come very easy.
I lost mine. I lost two of them.
Definitely.
My bad.
I'm gonna. This is the spirit.
So you're gonna clock mine?
This is the
Maybe.
This is the
Maybe.
spirit of Detroit pin. It is our spirit. It is our mascot for the city of Detroit.
This is dope.
I'm gonna put it on your.
Yes,
there it is.
please.
Definitely.
Aw.
Wear it proud when you go back to Jersey.
Absolutely.
When you travel all over the world.
Thank you. I love stuff like this. Listen, I'm coming back. Now we've been
There it
over
is.
and shooting
There you
all
go. It
over.
looks good.
And it
Look
goes
at that.
gold
Look
and
at
gold.
that.
Hey, gold on gold on gold.
Thank you for creating awareness.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
It's been fun.
absolutely. Thank you. I want to talk a bit about the BIPOC community here, right? So for anybody that's watching or just doesn't know, BIPOC stands for Black, Indigenous, People of Color. This is something that is near and dear to my heart. I'm representing Nomadness Travel Tribe. I have about 26,000 travelers of color that run that entire gamut, right? And what's been awesome in my time here in Detroit is I've been able to go to these respective neighborhoods that show the Black experience, intergenerational Black experience when I think of things like Motown, right? But also going into Southwest and seeing what's going on in the Latinx community, specifically the Mexican community. I want to talk to that. When you think of Detroit with a BIPOC lens, right, with diversity, what are the neighborhoods? Kind of like who's where, and if I was, coming here, not a Detroiter, and want to visit, what type of flavors do I get as per each neighborhood?
Oof, that is a great question. One of my favorite neighborhoods would probably be the Livernois area.
Okay.
It's my favorite because that's kind of like where all of the Black people, they have shops, stores, restaurants, the whole 9 yards, and a lot of them own the buildings, which to me, that's super, super dope. It's very new and old Detroit over there, if that makes any new and old Detroit, if that makes any sense. But I just love it. The area is super Black. I love that.
I love that.
Well, see, you have to remember that Detroit is still the largest majority Black city in America. Everything is Black, which is great. And what we're doing is showing that that's not only that there's nothing wrong with that, but that's something to be celebrated.
Yes.
Every neighborhood has its own flavor.
Right, right. What neighborhoods resonate with you, Charlie G?
I'm trying to think. I mean, you guys basically covered all the goodies. I mean, normally when I come in the area, I do like to be in Boston Edison sometimes because I have friends who live in Boston Edison. I have my friend who just recently, she lives in Boston Edison, and then also Kiara again mentioned the Livernois area. I like the area over there on 3rd Street because my friend just recently opened, again, a business over there. So I would say probably either Boston Edison or the Midtown.
So we're going to DBC, Detroit Beauty Collective. Here, going to meet my girl, Brittany Waters, and see what we have to offer here.
I love it.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
Let's
I may
go.
get a treatment.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it. Here at Detroit Beauty Collective, I have Charlie G and I have Brittany here, and I want to understand the role that you ladies play here. And so I'm going to start with you, Brittany. What is your role here at the collective?
So I'm the founder here at DBC, and I actually work in the space as well because I'm a service provider, and I act as operator and founder.
So what makes this so unique when it comes to the city of Detroit?
DBC fits in as an educational resource center or hub for all of the professionals and artists that we have here in the beauty industry.
Nice, nice. Now, Charlie, I don't know if you know this, but there's some birdies in Detroit that tell me that you are Detroit's ambassador, right? How are you telling Detroit's story? Do you take that role on as the city's ambassador?
I guess I would say so. I think because I'm located everywhere. I go to all the things, all the events. I just feel like I'm always trying to uplift other people and shout out other businesses or shout out friends and put people on. So I think that's part of that story.
That's important. We all need it. We need that advocate. All right, ladies, I'm ready to dive in. I want to see what goes on here. If you guys are ready to show me around the place. All right, let's do it. All right, Brittany, let's see the tour.
Yeah, so welcome in. Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of things here, super intentional. One being the dividers here. Each person who works in the space, each of our in-house residents, this is their station. This is their space. This is where they operate their business and make money moves. So.
I love it. I see a massage setup table and I'm just like, ooh, I need in on this.
Yes, absolutely.
What have you gotten done here?
I've gotten my eyebrows done.
Okay.
Behold brows.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for allowing us into the doors and good luck with everything.
Thank
it's
you.
amazing.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. I feel like everybody has a business here. Everybody's an entrepreneur. And I know like everybody was curated and you know, I'm meeting with you all because you're amazing in what you do. But even in the casual conversations that I've had since I've been here, I feel like everybody's really in entrepreneurship here.
There are more than 50,000 small Black-owned businesses in the city of Detroit.
Wow.
A lot of them are creative. Some of them are, you know, tax accountants, you know, somebody to do your taxes or a car wash, whatever it is. But a lot of them are creatives. My job in this new office, which had not existed for 20 years, literally, I'm creating it from scratch, is to play matchmaker.
Yeah.
That means if you're doing something amazing, then I find somebody who loves that amazing thing so you can get it done. In the meantime, if there's a way that I can help raise funds for something that somebody's doing, I also do that. But the biggest thing, again, is to just cheerlead and make sure people know what's happening because there are people who will support things if they know about them.
We have local entrepreneur, creative, because we're here in our dome here at East Eats. So we want to bring the founder out. Okay, so let's get Kwaku in here to come talk to him about what this amazingness is that he's created.
Hi guys.
Hello.
You got something to drink?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
So how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's still warming up out there. We're in
Yes.
spring officially, but you know we're getting there.
Official, kinda.
Yes, kind of. Yes, yes.
So my first question for you is very important.
Okay.
Okay. So I got some info on you.
Mhm.
You know, your people have been bigging you up, and I've been hearing about these porch parties that you do. And so I'm wondering, like, I know I'm only in town and you just met me, but where's my invite?
Hey, you're
Wait a
more than
minute.
welcome to come.
I
whenever.
live here. Where's mine?
Welcome. You know, hit the porch anytime.
Okay.
Hit the porch anytime. I mean, you know, that's kind of how this started, right? We, from my porch, trying to throw parties, still holding on to a little bit of the past while trying to respect social distancing.
Yeah.
And so we started throwing porch parties, and then one of my great friends from undergrad moved to Detroit, and we were like, let's start an outdoor space. And so this is essentially how East East started.
I love it. So how old is it?
Since October of last year.
This is
This is new.
You're a baby.
Yes, yeah, it's like this has really been wild because we haven't been here very long. The pandemic, we've been in it for knocking on a year, right?
now.
Just a little bit more than a year.
Yeah.
And our ability to pivot just as humans in this city is something that continually surprises me, and I'm always pleasantly surprised to see when people that are from here and have been here are doing things with so much land that we have here.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what is East Eats for somebody who wanted to come by?
So essentially, East Eats is a restaurant. You can make reservations online, and we have seatings pretty much every day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. You make your food choices ahead of time because we're a no-contact facility. So we drop off your food in hot bags, we cook it off-site at our kitchen, and we deliver it directly to you. And you kind of get all of the time in the dome to do exactly what you've been hoping for, which is to reconnect with the people that you haven't seen during the entire pandemic.
Right.
And so, everyone's been kind of like waiting for the summer to hit because, the igloos are great, in the winter, it's like an inside-out snow globe. But when the summer hits, we're looking to utilize the space in a different way.
Okay.
We're looking to bring different versions of the Globe Theater so that we can have acting happening around you. We're looking forward to having different concerts here. One of the owners has a PhD in developmental psychology. And so one thing that he's very, very pointed about, Lloyd Talley, is making sure that we have therapy offered here on a regular basis. So we have events like therapy speed dating coming up.
Oh my God,
for people in our community, it's so hard to find therapists. Especially
therapists of color.
Especially
I don't know if that's going to be an emphasis.
Absolutely. And when it comes to finding a therapist, you're going to go for session after session after session until you find the right one. So we're trying to give people an opportunity to find them maybe in one seating. You might meet 3 to 5 therapists all at once.
This is a brilliant idea.
This
is
God.
why I've never heard of this for therapy. And you're right. People spend so much money and so much time.
Yes.
And it's emotional investment.
It is.
In trying to find the proper therapist. Brilliant. Somebody in my community said something that resonated with me so much. They said, last year was about not trying to die with COVID, and this year is about living.
Yes, it is.
I want to live again.
That's right.
And so people are making their decisions, whatever that looks like, but it's beautiful. You have created an amazing space. You have done so much ongoing work here. I want to say thank you, even as a visitor.
Thank you.
Thank you for creating these spaces and these opportunities and resources so that, people in the community like yourselves can flourish. This has been awesome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
This is my 3rd time in Detroit, yet it is the first time that I feel like I've ever seen it. And that is in large part because of everybody that's in this room right now, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yes.
I just think Detroit is a resilient city. Y'all have been through some and y'all can bleep that out if you need to. But you have, you have.
It's absolutely true.
You have.
It is.
You have come up on some Phoenix level type resurrection, in many aspects of Detroit. And I want to let you all know, as somebody who's not from Detroit and has not spent an extended time here, but has come enough and often enough within, I'd say, the last 5 years, that I see that and I recognize that and I commend you for that and all the work that all of you have done, because every single one of you in your own way has made an impact on that. And so I would like to wrap it up with a cheers to you ladies, to the tour, to Detroit as a city, and I wish you nothing but luck as Detroit moves forward.
Thank you.
Cheers. Cheers.